Hello and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano, and today we will learn about ACCESS. Stands for American Chinese Christian Education and Social Services. They're expanding from Boston into Quincy. First, though, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, it is 40 degrees with that wind making it feel a lot colder. Mix of sun and clouds throughout the day today, and the winds will stick with us throughout the afternoon. Temperatures only in the lower 40s. The wind chill much colder than that. Tonight, clear skies. Lows dropped off to about freezing. And tomorrow, a little less windy, still breezy though, with a lot of sunshine. A little warmer tomorrow with highs in the upper 40s. Wednesday, mix of sun and clouds and less windy. Highs in the upper 40s. Clouds on Thursday, still kind of cool, with a high Thursday again in the mid 40s. Partly sunny, windy, 40 degrees in Quincy right now. Checking out the news for you today. Current Quincy City Council will not be debating a proposal to amend the mayor's annual salary. City Attorney Jim Timmons and Ward 2 City Councilor Richard Ash, also an attorney, agree that state law prohibits the council from discussing public salaries after an election and before the new councilors are sworn in. Mayor Thomas Koch says he will present the amendment sometime in January.
You know, the solicitor did a deeper dive on that, and under state law, the Lame Duck Council can't touch it, even though we're lowering it. And the law, you know, I asked the solicitor about that, as well as the city clerk, and I said, well, if there was somebody coming in that the outgoing didn't like, you know, that would be something that would be not a good thing. So it's not just about increasing the salary; it's about lowering political enemies and so forth. So, you know, we're going to just wait and you know, let the new body we'll have discussion and they'll take whatever action they need to.
So Koch will propose to lower the mayoral salary that takes effect in 2028 from $285,000 to $225,000 with 3% annual raises. Now, the proposal comes after public outcry about the original number that triggered 2 lawsuits against the city by citizens who tried to get a petition on the recent city election ballot to roll back the salary to $183,000. So voters recently elected 7 new city councilors. Quincy Citizens for Fair Raises has issued a statement applauding the decision to wait until the new councilors are sworn into office before addressing the mayoral salary. Quincy City Council has approved a home rule petition. It would ensure that Quincy police officers and firefighters are able to receive accidental retirement disability if they become disabled while on the job. Council President Ian Kane says that measure counteracts a discrepancy in the law with the State Retirement Board.
This home rule petition will allow essentially a sworn affidavit by the city or the employee that states that the employee didn't suffer from any pre-existing condition related to the disability for which they'd be claiming benefits at the time of hiring. So this was developed in conjunction with lawyers for the Firefighters Local 792 and 2 other police unions who I guess have been working on this issue with other cities and towns across the state, including the city of Boston. So that home rule petition passed the city council, and it'll move up to the state level. To, you know, I'm sure one of our state reps or Senator Keenan will move it forward in the state legislature.
Measure did pass the council unanimously and was sent to the State House for final approval. Well, as the federal government ramps back up after the 43-day shutdown, many questions about fuel assistance programs remain unanswered. Beth Ann Strollo from Quincy Community Action Programs, which administers local heating assistance programs, says there is only limited funding available right now.
There has been no federal allocation of fuel assistance to the state yet because it is completely part of the October 1 federal budget. Fortunately, in Massachusetts, the state works very well with all the fuel assistance agencies like QCAP around the state, and there was some carryover money, federal carryover money from FY25 that we are providing emergency assistance to households who are about to run out of heat. Those are the only people who can get help right now.
Okay.
We are actively taking applications. We encourage everybody to come and apply. People have been applying since September, October. That's when we do a lot of the application review to get everybody ready for the November 1 start.
Okay.
But the actual benefit is provided on a very limited basis right now due to the shutdown.
Okay.
We're very anxious about the resolution of that and concerned that the federal office in Health and Human Services that managed the allocation of fuel assistance to all the states, everybody's been fired.
Stroller said she remains hopeful that heating assistance funds will be approved now that the government has reopened. She did urge anyone needing help to pay their heating bills to reach out to QCAP for assistance. Well, there's a new pocket park in Quincy Center. This past Saturday, city, state, federal officials all gathered to officially open the John Quincy Adams Park at the corner of Chestnut and Maple Streets at the site of the former Acapulco's restaurant. 8th District Congressman Stephen Lynch said the park has personal meaning for him as he serves in the same seat that Adams once did after he became the nation's 6th president.
And the fact that we shared that sublime moment, albeit separated by 200 years, when we each placed our hands upon a Bible and solemnly pledged to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, and in its modern version, to defend it against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and to bear true faith and allegiance to that Constitution without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and to well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office, so help me God. So knowing the challenges of his time, which were momentous, indeed were profound in their shaping effect for our young nation. I mean, think about it. John Quincy Adams confronted slavery, dear God, at a time when very few leaders had the courage to do so. He defended the crew of the Amistad. He was heroic. And in doing so, he gave life to some of our nation's enduring ideals, which unalterably guided our nation. So because of my position, I humbly share a narrow window into the weight and the depth of the responsibility he must have felt when he recited that oath of office, which makes his story for me that much more awe-inspiring.
In addition to the statue, the new park also has 4 plaques dedicated to Adams' service as Secretary of State, a diplomat, a congressman, and a state senator. The park project was done in collaboration with the Quincy Historical Society and the Adams Presidential Center. Well, a 23-year veteran of the Norfolk County Sheriff's Office has been named this year's Massachusetts Sheriff's Association Correctional Officer of the Year. Officer John Ballerino was presented that award at a State House ceremony last Thursday. Ballerino began his career with the Sheriff's Office in 2002 and handles bookings of individuals as an intake officer, as well as overseeing safekeeping of individuals from local police departments and those returning from court. Ballerino credited his wife, 3 children, and family for his success. The Sheriff's Association ceremony recognized the contributions of men and women from the 14 counties across Massachusetts. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, we learn about the expansion of a Boston Chinese educational organization here into Quincy. That's next. Welcome back. There was an organization founded in Boston back in 1991 called ACCESS. It stands for American Chinese Christian Education and Social Services. Well, it's expanding into Quincy starting this year. So we have the executive director and also Susan Lodson are here to tell us a little bit about it. So Pasang, Susan, welcome to you both. Thanks for coming over.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Very interested to learn a little bit more about the organization, Pasang. As I mentioned, founded over coming up on almost 35 years, but expanding here into Quincy this year. So welcome. de Quincey. Welcome to QATV. Thanks for reaching out to us to help you get the message out to the community. Tell us a little bit about Access.
Okay. Yeah, first, thank you so much. This is such an honor and great opportunity to have us to here talk about our work in Chinatown, Boston, and Quincy. Access was founded in 1991 by 8 Christians. They are from Boston Chinese Evangelical Church.
Okay.
Themselves, they are immigrants from Hong Kong. So when they're living in Chinatown and they witnessed lots of Chinese from low-income family, they have been struggling with language barriers and culture shocks and generation gaps. And also, it's difficult for them to make a life adjustment, especially understand education system.
Sure.
So they really help to identify there's urgent needs for children's program, especially after-school program, because all those low-income immigrants, they work in the restaurant and supermarket and other service industries. So they are all working classes.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
they need a lot of help. So that's why Access founders, they founded Access almost 35 years ago, and to help the Chinese low-income immigrant families.
Okay.
So they start from after-school programs and summer enrichment programs. Later on, they also provide adult basic program, and also focus on like English class,
Sure.
English as second languages, help them to improve.
That's the biggest
English.
barrier, right, is language.
Yes, language,
And
yes.
probably still today that's the case.
Yes,
right? Yeah.
still they're very struggling because of the language
Yeah.
skills.
So you're coming into Quincy, actually earlier this year, started in Quincy, and that's where kind of Susan comes in to the picture, right, to kind of start the programs up here in Quincy. Is that right, Susan?
For the after-school program.
Okay, okay.
Yes, right now we're only offering after-school care in the Quincy area,
Okay.
Although we did offer summer programming as well, and we will continue to offer that. So we've been operating since February of 2024. After
Oh, 24. Oh.
Or I'm sorry, 2025,
Okay,
after
so just
receiving
this
our
year.
license
Okay.
in the end of December 2024.
Sure.
So it took us about a year and a half to get everything up and running. We're in the Lighthouse Fellowship Church, which is on the corner of Newberry and Sagamore Street. So it's a lovely facility in the basement of the Lighthouse Fellowship Church, who we do partner with, and they've been very supportive, given us a lot of resources, especially the building,
Yes,
to
yeah.
really create the space that we've created for our children's programming.
Sure. When you say children, Susan, what age are we talking about?
We're licensed for ages 5 through 14.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Okay.
5 through 14. Currently, I have 5 through 11-year-olds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're small but growing.
Yes.
We only have, small amount of students at this time.
Yeah.
But we are growing. The word is getting out there. Lots of interest, coming in with touring and so forth. So we're very hopeful that our program will continue to grow.
Sure.
We get most of our referrals from word of mouth, I'll be honest with you.
I would
You
think.
know, parents
Right, yeah.
that are currently in our program tell other parents. They know kids in school that are looking for care or in their own families or within their neighborhoods.
Yep.
So
Okay. But part of being here on the program today is to maybe expand your outreach, right?
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. Recruitment is our number one priority right now.
Sure.
To help sustain our program, that we can keep it thriving in Quincy.
Yes.
It's nice to grow slowly, but again, we would love to have a future in Quincy.
Of course, yeah, of course. So, Pasang, what other programs does Access
Yes,
offer?
in Quincy, we're not only doing children's program, we also, because we know there's over 30,000 Asian living in Quincy.
It's over 30% of the population.
Majority of them are Chinese, so Chinese speaking.
Yeah.
So come to Quincy, we're not only focused to provide children's program and social services for Chinese immigrants. We just open access to all people in needs.
Okay.
See what we can do. We did lots of needs assessment. So beside children's program, we did a lot of community outreach activities. Especially, we also worked with South School Manor. We provide art and craft class
Fun.
to seniors.
Ah.
And Some of my students, even the age is over 100 years.
Is that
old.
right?
Yes.
Wow, that's
yeah,
great.
Susan is the instructor.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
she did a great job. Yeah, and we also organize like a Chinese New Year celebration.
Sure.
Yeah, we want our children, our community also have our Chinese heritage,
Yes.
a great tradition and a culture.
Yes.
We now in the future we would like to provide more like a parenting education program,
Yep.
and also youth. Access always provide work platform for youth as a community service opportunity or job opportunity for them for their personal growth and professional growth.
Yes.
Yeah. So and then we also would like to see what we can do for the community when the needs arise. Yeah. So in the future, I would like to also do more social services in Quincy. Since in Chinatown, there's a more nonprofit organization there that provide services, but in Quincy, may not see many nonprofit organizations help with Chinese
So there's room for
immigrants.
more.
There's room. Yeah.
for more.
So yeah.
Why, Pasang, are you so passionate about this mission?
Because I'm Tibetan,
Yes.
and but I'm also immigrant from mainland China. I know the struggle, the needs, the difficulties, and I also I have an international background. I used to work for World Education, a big nonprofit organization, but since I joined to Access as a program director, working in the community, I think it's a calling. Also, is my passion is. I really feel Access, what the mission be doing is they meet needs. When I walk in the Chinatown, I see the people face to face, see the elder, children, then gradually you start love this community.
Okay.
Yeah, then the
Okay.
more you help them, you do it, then you feel what's a great blessing.
Yes.
And for them and for myself as well.
Yeah. How long have you yourself been involved?
Almost 10 years.
Okay.
So this coming September 4th will be my 10 years
Okay.
to
Oh,
that's right.
work for Access as the executive
Yeah.
director.
So I mean, you really have seen children and families, grow throughout the program, right? From
Yes.
starting out maybe as 5-year-olds to 15-year-olds today, or
Yes,
what have
I
you.
always tell them, I said, oh, you are growing, I'm getting old. So this is very rewarding, valuable
Right,
work.
yeah.
Because when we especially see all those 5-6 years old child, then when they come back
Yes.
and serve
Yes.
and Access
Give back,
our
right?
volunteers.
Yeah.
This year we will have 6 of them, Boston, City of Boston, through Success Link Youth,
Yeah.
provide job opportunity for them. They come back, work for Access.
Very
So
good.
I feel so rewarding and also so wonderful to see kids' transformation change.
I would think,
We have
yeah.
all those troublemakers. When they come back and the younger one, call them, oh, Mrs. Who, Mr. something, then they immediately feel responsibility.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
then they also do great job to help with the younger kids.
Susan, curious about your story and how you became involved with the organization.
I became involved in the summer of 2013,
Okay.
looking for a summer experience different from what I had been doing. I had been working for a public school system in
I
Connecticut,
see.
so I had the summer off. My son had just moved to Boston a couple years before that, and I wanted to just experience what it would be like to, kind of live and work in Boston for a temporary period and be closer to him. And I found Access, a job opportunity for summer teaching on a Christian job website.
Oh, okay, okay.
And I came in for the interview, and I just immediately fell in love with the environment. Where Chinatown program is located, in Chinatown in Tai Tung Village. It's just a beautiful environment for all the residents and the businesses and especially for our program
Sure.
that thrives there. So I immediately felt very comfortable, welcomed, and I was very much in accordance with their mission.
Yeah.
And I did that as a summer job. And I was making some decisions for my life the following year that I decided to make the permanent change.
12
and-
years ago, so.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
2020 or 2014.
Okay, yeah.
So, and I've done various things with Access.
Yeah.
I did summer programming. I did part-time after-school teacher. I
Okay.
sat on the board
Okay.
for a couple months, not very long. I've done some program assistant work. And around COVID, I left for a short temporary time to be closer to family out of state.
Sure.
But then when Pasang was seeking to expand in Quincy, she started to talk to me about it. You know, we started to chat about, you know, what the opportunity would look like. She got me very excited about the expansion program in Quincy. And I had never had too much experience in Quincy before, so we came, I visited, looked at the site location, and it didn't take me long to tell her I absolutely wanted to be back.
Well, that's her superpower, right?
Yeah.
Pasang is inspiring
she's
people.
very,
It
she's
sounds
very
like.
encouraging.
Yes, yes. But the passion shows through, you know,
Yeah.
Yes.
for the mission, right?
Yes.
And you sense that.
But I came back too because I've always felt like this was part of my career that I've always felt the most passionate about.
see.
Working for Access. I'll be
Okay.
totally honest. Yeah.
Have a few photos I want to show folks of some
sure.
some kids in the program, just to give folks a sense for what it looks like and what it offers. So, tell us what we're looking at here, Pasang.
Well, this was
Susan.
taken, I believe, during summer programming.
Okay.
Maybe at the very end of summer.
Okay.
We have this. They're in the free choice area of
Okay.
our classroom. Our classroom is divided up into different centers, different areas, just like our schedule. Looks like they're sharing Legos.
Yes.
And sharing is a big goal in our
Okay.
program. So the two children are cooperating, sharing Legos, most likely during a free choice part of our
Okay.
day.
So what they want to do, basically, right?
Yeah, they love their free
Nice.
choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Take a look at another one here. There's a group shot.
Yep, we're looking at, this is when we were celebrating the Moon Festival.
Oh, okay.
The Autumn Moon Festival. So we had been doing some projects with the kids, lots of stories. Most of our kids, I would say all of our kids, celebrated at home.
I
So
see.
it's really important to continue to not, we want to keep their cultures thriving.
Yes.
We also introduce them to other cultures
Right.
and other traditions and other celebrations. But this was one of our projects that we did.
Okay. Check the
for
next one out here.
the Moon Festival. Oh, this was our summer programming. For summer programming, we invite guests in to our program as well as take field trips, usually at least one extra thing or field trip a week.
Nice.
I have contacts at the South Shore Conservatory
Yes.
in Hingham, where I used to be employed, and the percussionist there, Eddie his name is Eddie Spaghetti.
Okay.
He came in and
Those
did
musician
some
types,
African,
Yeah.
African drumming with the kids.
I see the drums there. Yes. Okay. And we have one more.
And
to
they're
show.
called djembes, and all the
Djembes?
kids learned how to say it. They all learned how to spell it.
Yeah.
They all learned how to write it.
Oh, fun.
This was our field trip to the Boston Aquarium.
Nice.
We were waiting for the ferry. We took the ferry over from Marina Bay and had the whole afternoon at the aquarium.
Looks like a beautiful day on the water there. Yeah.
And I think that was when we were waiting for the ferry for our return. Yeah.
Very
And
nice.
they had all gotten a little something in the gift store.
Yes.
What a beautiful day that was. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. So, Pasang, who can qualify to use your programs, and how do they do that?
For the family,
Yeah.
any family.
Any family?
Yeah,
Okay.
doesn't matter what language you speak, what religion background,
Okay.
what any income. So we
Oh, any income?
for Quincy after school program we open to everyone.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
so kids aged from 5 to 14.
Yes.
So they can come and visit our center, and then they can get an application form. Yeah, and also we welcome voucher kids if they have EEC vouchers.
From the
And
state.
From state,
Yep.
yeah, they are welcome to
Okay.
enroll our program as well. And I would like to address for our current program, we have two kids with special needs, and in the future, we also would like to welcome family, especially help family. They have a kid with special needs.
I see.
This is all something we want to do, want to support according to our capacity. We don't have a teacher. They are trained, for the special kids.
Right.
But Susan and our other teachers really made great effort learning and try to help family, and even we contact family individually,
I see.
Connect them with other agencies,
Sure, yeah.
and provide them resources and refer them to help them.
Yes.
That's something we would like to do in Quincy as well.
Okay. And is there tuition?
Yes.
Okay.
Tuition compared with the other after school, our tuition is reasonable.
Okay.
And all the family come to our program, even ask information. None of them complain about tuition.
Okay.
That's family always, they will compare.
Yes.
But they always think our tuition is very reasonable, even it's lower than many after school programs.
Yeah. You are a registered 501c3 nonprofit organization, so you do fundraising. That's probably your main source of income, right?
Yes, fundraising.
Yeah.
We need to do a lot of fundraisings
Yeah.
for support because there's for the tuition is very low, and we need to do fundraising.
Sure.
In the past year spent during COVID, when we receive a grant from foundation and from government, and we try to use most of the fund for program for direct cost.
Sure.
In the past year, we even provide scholarships
Some
for
assistance,
family.
yeah.
They're really struggling with the finance.
Well, welcome to Quincy, and please come back here at QATV and let us know how things are going.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're very
for the
welcome.
Great opportunity.
Just enough time to take a look at the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. It's kind of like what you see is what you get. Partly cloudy, windy, and cold with highs in the low 40s. Tomorrow, not as windy with more sunshine and really daytime highs only in the 40s all week long, nighttime lows in the 30s. It'll stay dry through Friday. Thanks again to Pasang Droma and Susan Lodson for joining us here. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to our crew. Thank you for watching Friday here on the program. Quincy College comes back with another update for us. Meantime, check our website. It's qatv.org. All of our latest programs are there. There's news and information. There's video on demand, live streaming, and much more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great week.